Well, hello everyone. Welcome to a brand new season of Formula G. We are in season 3. My name is Zotomo, and I'm joined as always by my co-commentator Calamity. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I'm excited to get back into this one. We are in Spain this week. Spain has featured in a preseason race for us in Formula G, but this is the first time we see it as a feature race location. So, anything you're looking forward to that Spain might have for us, Calamity?
Spain is generally a relatively interesting country. It's rather easy to play usually. Most locations are at least because it's got a relatively well sorted numbering system for their roads, where you've got your main roads, the M roads, the A roads, the N roads. There's a lot of different
Yeah.
letters they use in Spain, to be honest. But the more important ones are the sort of, let me call them province roads, that are abbreviated by usually some sort of relatively obvious abbreviation for the province they're in. Some of them are a bit less obvious, but with time you'll figure out most of them,
Mhm.
and if not, you just have a few places to check. Um, the only problem is if you don't find something like that, you might be in a bit of a in a spot of bother because there are quite a few places in Spain that look similar. Um, Similarly to a couple other countries, it's Spain generally is a relatively diverse country, but the parts that do look the same are relatively big as well.
Mhm.
So just because if you're in a relatively let me call it desolate or rather dry part, there's still a lot of the country it could be in. I mean, you're probably not in the Pyrenees, you're probably not in like northeast, but anything else, pretty much good to go. So you do kind of need at least some information on preferably which province you're in, maybe some bigger road signs with road numbers in it or on it, because just with town names it could be difficult.
Indeed. Well, yeah, we've got 5 drivers as we did last season with you, and we've got Carp, Mr. Blue, Lunacy Echo, Pisanico, and M. Wickholm in our feature race today. Yeah, Carp, Mr. Blue, and M. Wickholm regular features last season, and we've got new boys, Lunacy Echo and Pisanico, looking to show what they can do. So it'll be interesting to take a look at them. We're going to go in that order, and so let's jump into round number 1 with Carp. And starting off a pretty dry area, but a nice switchback here will be nice for pinpointing come the end of the round.
Hmm.
But tractor on the road doesn't give you much hope for being close to civilization, Calamity.
Well, that's a bit harsh, I think, but yeah, probably not in the most urban location around here.
Yeah, so hoping for one of those little road marker signs that can pop up along the edge. There we go. Tractor gets out of the Google car's way. That'll be nice.
Yeah. I mean, the Google car wasn't actually gaining that much ground on the tractor, so either the Google car was driving really slowly or the tractor was going pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Who knows? Maybe those tractors got some pretty nice horsepower. But so far, not a whole lot to look at. Oh,
Mm,
couple signs, but not really worth slowing down.
I think that pretty much said something like danger of fire or something like that.
Mm, wouldn't surprise me given how dry this place looks.
Yeah.
Uh, Keeps heading sort of northeast, looking for any sign you can do. Yeah, as you mentioned, Calamity, these areas can be pretty distinct, but they are quite large. So even if you know in what
Mm.
general area you might be in, it'd be hard to pinpoint. But
And even,
probably towards the more southern part of the country.
I would say, even within, the distinctive regions, this is one that's not particularly distinctive.
Mm,
It's not, probably not, just going off of the landscape,
mm,
probably not in the Pyrenees, because it's a bit, well, not mountainous enough, although
mm,
it is relatively hilly.
mm.
Probably not in the really deserty parts in the south, but beyond that, also probably not in the
There we go,
northwest.
Castile.
Yeah, Castilla-La Mancha.
And that'll help. Going back to the start and head the other direction pays off quite a bit.
Yep, it's the province
Yeah.
around Madrid, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I never actually, before looking at this, I never actually knew what CM stood for. I
Mm.
just remembered it as Madrid is M and whatever surrounding Madrid is CM.
Castilla Madrid. Mancha. Get us there. So that looks like the road. He's probably just assuming that's right. I don't think he saw a road number on that sign.
No, there isn't one.
Yeah. So he's just looking for town entrance name would be quite nice.
We had a town entrance name right in front of that
Oh, there we
sign.
go. Drilla del Arroyo.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if he could find it that far zoomed out, but it's worth a shot. You never know what might show up on Google Maps.
Yeah, he seems pretty convinced of his general location because Castilla-La Mancha
Mm.
is massive. It's
Well, there
very,
was
very
the
large.
province. There was a provincia de Cuencia, which is that
Oh,
town
was it?
he's pretty
Okay.
close to on that map. So
I didn't see
that's kind
that.
of his, yeah, that's kind of his starting point. But he, without a road number, to
Oh,
help him
yeah.
out too much. He is kind of hoping stands out with only 20 seconds left. It is worth noting this season they have one less minute to work with in the feature race. 4 minutes is the new time, not
It's actually
five.
there on his.
So,
It was there on his screen
oh,
to his north.
yeah.
If you didn't see it.
Oh, but I mean it's not too far off. As time will
Uh,
expire, there we go. As you say, just a little further north. 4,488 points for him. Not a bad score given initially heading the wrong direction, didn't see anything. Turning around proved to be very beneficial. How did the other drivers do in our lineup, Calamity?
Very similarly,
Mm.
actually. Assuming they all kind of saw the sound with Quensa, they all kind of positioned themselves in that general region. Well, all of them except M. Wickholm, who kind of went for the far northern end of Castilla-La Mancha.
Mm.
Um, he actually found a town that was called Arroyo de las Fraguas, which is, not too dissimilar to
Oh.
the actual town, but yeah, obviously not quite it.
Mm-hmm.
And that means we get about 4,500 points for Pisanico, who got 21 points more than Carp. Then about 4,000 points for Mr. Blue and Lunacy, and 3,500 for Embercombe.
All right, so it proved to be a very difficult first round in this season of Formula G. Let's see what round two has in store for us as we get into Mr. Blue's race. And here we go. And ooh, on the coast, in a solar powered wooden yacht. You don't see that every day.
Well, I'm assuming the yacht isn't actually solar powered, it's just, electrical appliances within it
Yeah,
that might
yeah.
be. I don't
Well,
think you can get enough power with like 3 solar panels to power a whole yacht.
probably not, but quite the eco friendly boat, wood and solar panels on it.
Mm. I mean,
So,
you probably get more sun than you could ever need on the ocean.
yeah, so being on the coast, definitely helpful, but let's not forget there are plenty of islands that are a part of the Spanish landscape. So, plenty of coastline.
Yeah, Spain does have plenty of coastline, and I don't think Mr. Blue's found anything yet that actually. Oh, Menorca, there you
There
go.
we go, Menorca Nautic. That'll give him the island.
That's that. Yeah, there you go.
Mhm. Yeah, we are
Now
one of
we
those
should
little.
look. Yeah, you should look at which side the ocean's on. There we go.
There. That'll help out. And the nice little curve right to the start will also help him quite a bit. He gets some numbers and some points of interest off of those buildings. Very nice. House number 241 and 237. See if those show up. Sometimes they
Nope.
do. Nope, not this
Sometimes they
time,
do,
but Zena
yes.
will. The clothing shop will help him pinpoint that one. So not too bad at all. It didn't take even 2 minutes and an ace for Mr. Blue, showing that round one, just a fluke, perhaps, as he gets an ace in this one. Everybody else, pretty straightforward, or did anybody get caught off by that island location?
Yeah, and Wickham got caught off. He did notice apparently that something was off, because he went for Melia.
Mm,
Um, but I don't think Melia actually has anything other than tracker views. I can never really quite remember between the two Spanish enclaves, Ceuta and Melilla. I think one of them has tracker views and one of them has nothing,
mm-hmm.
or one of them has actual like slide coverage. Let me just check quickly. Yeah, no, Ceuta has coverage, and I think Melilla only has tracker views. Never mind. Melilla has coverage as well. That's
It
August
might be new.
2021. It
Yeah,
might be new, yeah.
relatively new.
But everyone else found the right town. But there were some problems with pinpointing.
Hmm.
Just, I guess, time ran out for Pisanico and for Lunas. You actually went for pretty much the exact same spot, about a kilometer away from the right location, which doesn't really match, the starting location at
Mm-hmm.
all. But, probably just ran out of time.
Yeah, definitely that 4 minute time limit coming into play here. Trying to make things a little bit more interesting so not everybody is hitting that 25-point ceiling every game. And it seems to be working, at least in this first one. We'll get into round number 3 and look at Lunacy Echo and see if he can do anything in round number 3. Sitting at 8,992 points, not too bad. And this is a pretty good location. Street signs
Yeah,
right off the bat, N541.
40 kilometers off of Pontevedra, which is a relatively
Large,
big
yeah.
town.
Mm-hmm.
And Orense as well there. So, yeah, this round should prove no problems whatsoever.
And as a sign also for a town off the junction, heading to sort of the northeast.
He's found that as well.
And
Well, this is the one to the south at least,
Mhm.
Batela de Lamas.
he didn't even really move on that. So plenty of good information. And wow, that was a fast one. But yeah, pretty nice. Spain can kind of give you those, I guess, Calamity. It doesn't always throw you in the middle of nowhere with a tractor in
Mm.
front of you, but it can also put you down right in the middle of an intersection with all the information you need to play a non-moving round in this one.
Yeah, it was a nice quick round. Yeah, not really any problems. I don't think there was. Actually, there was one person. Apparently, Max didn't really look around at the start because
Mm.
he didn't 5K. He used up all of his 4 minutes and dropped 100 points at the end. But
Hmm.
all of our 5 competitors managed to 5K this location relatively quickly.
Mm.
Nico the longest with 2 minutes and 10.
Yeah, it is always a kind of a weird thing that if you don't assume there's anything at the start and you just take off, you actually miss the only good information you'll ever see, and then you're
Mm.
like, "What?" And then you come back, right? He probably came back to that location with like 10, 15 seconds and was, "Oh no." And then
Mm.
was frantically trying to pinpoint with no time. So, a bit unfortunate for Max there. But yeah, Lunacy Echo, not a bad showing at all. Shows us how it's done. Let's take another look at another newcomer, Nico, and see how he can do his round number 4 in this one. And a
Mm.
nice
That's
canyon
nice.
to start us off. So in the more mountainous regions of Spain.
Yeah,
So
that would immediately scream Pyrenees to me.
yeah. So Spain giving us in this feature race a good tour of all the different things it has in store: islands, plains, perfect junctions, mountains.
You
And
said you said planes, and I was thinking of airplanes. I was thinking like, what is he talking about?
plains as in flat land. And here we go. Some
Yes.
some nice signs. Oh, there's a tunnel there. What do you know?
Yeah.
Not the most helpful things. I can see that.
Yeah, the Pyrenees unfortunately is a bit too big of an area to just go off, hey, there's a tunnel. Let me look for that.
There we go. Readjusts C14. Something to look for in Catalonia. There's the C14. Now,
Mhm.
that tunnel will be quite helpful. They do
Yeah,
appear on the map if you can zoom in to the right
did that say
area,
like
but
let's say like 500 kilometers on that sign
I don't know. I did not notice 500 kilometers on a sign.
on the C14 sign that
I
he
thought it was
saw.
like a kilometer marker 100 something.
Okay, I mean, I saw it for like a split second.
Yeah.
I just thought it
Oh,
was
there's a
quite a big
tunnel.
number. Yeah.
And there's a tunnel with the side road that follows a river. That looks quite promising for Pisanico with just about half his time gone. He is heading north. He will double check this road junction.
Hmm. Does look like it fits. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's definitely more than just one tunnel along this road.
Mhm.
There's probably at least like 10. So you do kind of want to double check and make absolutely sure.
We will check this road direction by looking straight down. It's pretty north with a few bends in it. And he will be happy with that. And you go very fast.
No time to waste.
Yeah. As a newcomer, be a little nice to us casters here and give us a chance to see the score. It should be He doesn't actually pause
It's a
long enough to
5K.
see. It should be a 5K for him there. Yeah, not too bad, Calamity. That intersection quite unique, as well as that tunnel. Very nice to spot for that one. Everybody
Yeah,
else also doing quite well after that round?
sort of.
Hmm.
And Wickham didn't quite manage to get the right place. But on the right road, on the
Hmm.
C14, he was about 6 kilometers, I think, away. And Lunacy actually 30 kilometers away, dropping about 500 points in that round.
Hmm. I guess,
Everyone else
yeah.
5K'd.
Yeah, I guess the tricky part was picking the right tunnel and judging how far from the border you really were to find that location. So you might have just spent too much time looking at other tunnels and not able to find the right location. So not
Yeah, it
bad.
also, I think it heavily depends on where you find the C14. I
Mm.
mean, you can probably assume just based on how it looks that you're near the Pyrenees. But if you find it in like near Barcelona as Pisanico did, and then just immediately go, okay, follow this to the Pyrenees up there, you might spend a lot of time looking at places that just aren't, correct,
Mm.
and
Mm.
just run out of time checking the road.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's sometimes worth keep looking for more information rather than just scanning the map. But it's always a gamble the drivers have to take. We'll get into round number 5 with M. Wickham here. And see what he can find. And here we go, back to a dry, dusty road. So almost full circle
Yeah,
after,
even even the camera quality is similarly bad.
yeah, with that weird coloring
Yeah.
at times, which can happen in Spain. So, yeah, so definitely, probably, we might be in the same province as last time,
Or not.
given this, but
It looks a bit less hilly, I want to say.
hmm. Well, there's a sign, and LE,
Leon.
Lyon, that's definitely not in the same area.
Nope.
Much further
That's
to the north and west.
yeah, that's what I was
Is,
talking about with
mhm.
the indistinct look
Mhm.
of round one. There's a lot of
A little
places in
bit
Spain that
further
kind
up.
of look like this. Yeah, he's almost got it.
Oh, heads the wrong direction. But still got 3 minutes. Finding that sign pretty early on does give him a little bit of leeway to keep scanning. He's going to go right around it, isn't he? Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
LEs.
might find it. Yeah.
Go ahead towards 300s. We're looking for 125.
Yeah,
Kilometer
within
marker
the
15. So,
Yeah, within the province, road signs aren't amazingly well ordered. I mean, they usually have some kind of order to them. So,
mhm.
the 200s might be close to each other and the 300s might be close to each other. But it's not a case of, hey, there's the 126, then the 125 must be right next to it.
He's got into the
But there it is.
100s. And there is the 126, but I did not see the 125 anywhere
No,
near.
I saw the
Oh, there it
125. It's
is.
just below him.
There we go. Okay, he's got it. short distance. He's got to find some kind of landmark to figure out where along this road. He's got 2 minutes to do it, so not too bad. Got plenty of
Is that
time.
a small little river he's crossing
I think
just
it
now?
is, yeah. And if you
It might be
didn't,
helpful.
yeah, if you didn't know before, Junta de Castilla, ye? Is it, how do you say a Y in Spanish? Is it
I think
E?
it's just E.
E?
Yeah.
E Leon? That will also confirm if you didn't know the road numbering system. But not a whole lot to head to see in that direction, and Wickham will realize that. But it is quite straight.
Hmm.
Maybe a little bit of a river. The only thing I'm worried about is there's not a whole lot of town around where he kind of has his pin right now.
He does have a pretty decent location at the start to pinpoint. It's got a bit of a curve. There's a road going off to the south. There's a small river again, I think he's crossing, although probably more like a stream rather than a river.
Yeah, which is
And as you
always
said,
tricky if it's actually on the
after
map. But
after that, going to the west where he initially went,
mm,
it was a very straight road. So maybe you can use that to sort of, you know, help him find the right place.
yeah, that long straight stretch of road is going to be quite helpful. But oh man, there are so many little rivers on this map.
Yeah, there's a lot.
That's not really going to be helpful.
There's a very long straight
Yeah,
road.
there we go. That looks promising.
Yeah, small road going off to the northeast.
And he'll call that good, and good it is. An ace for him in the final round. And Wickham showing us why, after 3 seasons, not the highest scoring driver, but still worth his salt and his contract renewal, getting an ace here in round number 5 for them. So, how did everybody else do? And how were the final scores for our first feature race?
Yeah, we've got for the first time here all 5Ks of
Mm,
our 5 drivers.
there we go.
And that ends us with Pisanico and Carp in 5th and 6th. Just 5 points separating the two of them with
Oh, wow.
24,493 and 24,488. Then we've got Mr. Blue, who 5K rounds 2 to 5, but just dropped too many points in round 1 in 12th place with 23,982. Lunacy similarly just dropped too many points in round 1 already, and in the end ended up on 23,470 points in 14th. And then M. Wickholm down in 22nd with 18,681 points.
Very nice. If you want to know the complete standings and results after the first week and how the sprint race went, you can head over and watch the Formula G show, where we talk about all the different results across all the different maps in Madrid in the sprint race, as well in Formula G2 we've got going on this season with a couple of drivers down there trying to show what they can do for next season. So go check out that video, and we will see you all in the next race in Montenegro. Take care.
Bye.